All right, we're live. I'm just gonna send this out to everyone. Dang, my computer's laggy. Okay. Should be good. All right. Well, obviously, the title of this live stream is Gamestop ... because, well, for obvious reasons. But I want to go over first just my recap of the day, which is mostly to do with GameStop. I pretty much just traded GameStop. I did take a trade on Microsoft early in the day. I guess we'll go over that first. I usually go over stuff chronologically throughout the day. Why did I censor you? Because I did. I think you can guess why. I don't know. Just being annoying. Alright, so Microsoft took a trade on this. Oh, what? What a scam. Show trades was working and now it's not. I guess I closed my program and reopened it. Now it's not working. I took a trade on this right here for the break of... oh, there we go. Alright, let's go. So in for 200 shares at just below 232. Looking for the break of pre-market highs here, and then that didn't really work out too well. It failed, but made 66 bucks on that. Was up about 150 on it at most, so not a huge trade there. And then after that, all eyes were on GameStop after that, so that was really kind of a negligible trade there. And then just obviously just completely out of this world monster move for GameStop. I still can't believe some of the stuff I'm seeing with people still in this. They still have long positions. Obviously, if you patrol Wall Street Bets at all, you'll see that everyone is, don't sell, don't sell. I mean, it's crazy what we're seeing. I can't believe some people are still holding their positions. If you've been following me at all over the last couple days, you know I said that yesterday there was no way that we had a close above $100 a share yesterday. I thought we'd honestly have a good chance to trickle down below $60 yesterday, but we actually hit that low of 60, around 60, and then we didn't get any lower after that. And what we've seen on GameStop recently, which is really interesting too, is every time it halts going down, the resumption is higher than the halt level, which is extremely bullish, and we see that time and time again. We saw that in the run up today. Every single dip getting bought, every single one, no matter how harsh it is. Every time I saw one of these dips, I thought, okay, the move is over, the trend is ruined, the chart is ruined, the pattern is ruined, it's over, the party is over for GameStop. I've been saying that repeatedly, so many times, including in yesterday's action, which we saw a high of 160. You can see my trades here were really good. I think I was up about $550 on GameStop yesterday too. I was down $1,000 after these trades. I mean, you can look at my recap of yesterday. I go over these trades, so if you're interested in that, then you can watch the recap from yesterday. But as you can see here, super choppy in here, but note, it never breaks down. When you have a stock that is an obvious short squeeze, it doesn't belong at the levels that it's trading at, usually what you see is you may have some continuation the next day, but it dies out very quickly, and then by the end of the day, it's really slumping and returning kind of back to reality. But what we saw in GameStop yesterday, to me, really bullish action, kind of hovering below VWAP here, and then never really breaking down. $85 is support here, kind of touched pre-market there. And then you have that consolidation, and even here when it looks like it's going to break down, boom, it bounces right off that level, right back into consolidation. And then you get like a 1 minute setup right here. I went long 100 shares and then taking profit all the way in here. And on these trades, after these 3 trades here, I was down $1,000 on the stock. And then this one trade with just 100 shares, because I was already down $1,000, I said I got to take smaller size because I'm down 1,000. I'm near my max loss on the day, so I'm going to give this one more shot. This looks like a decent setup. And since it's not breaking down, when stocks if a stock's not going down, where's it going? It's either going flat or it's going higher. After the third bounce off this level, it looks great for a squeeze, and that's exactly what we got. I just sold out a bit early, but when you see a candle like this, a super bearish candle here, a bearish hammer candle coming right back up, I sold out on this candle because can you blame me? This stock's moving like crazy. But anyway, those are the trades from yesterday, so I do want to get into the trades from today. Which today was kind of similar action, never really breaking down. We saw just consolidation for the whole morning period. Really nothing was happening in GameStop, which for a stock that's way overvalued, that's like a bullish sign, right? I mean, if it's just consolidating the whole time at $85, like, obviously the stock doesn't belong here. I'm not sure anyone would disagree. This is not a $200 stock. This is not an $80 stock, in my opinion, and in probably the opinions of people that are even buying this right now. So anyway, but consolidation is bullish for a stock that really should be it should have gravity kind of pull it back down, but that's clearly not what's happening. So anyway, yeah, the morning consolidation this morning was quite bullish. This was a very quick trade. I'm kind of juggling back and forth between auto and manual here because yeah, so and all this consolidation, I really thought it was going to break down eventually. I've been looking for GameStop to break down for some time now, but it keeps defying gravity. And then right here we had right when you think it's going to break down, then that squeeze right back up through VWAP here, and then a halt going up here. And this was on the news of just really a nothing burger. What's his name? Chamath, or I don't even know how you pronounce it, but he tweeted out that he bought 115 calls. He's on the board of directors of Virgin Galactic, so a big name came out and said that they were buying 115 strike calls on GameStop, which is obviously bullish. Those are out of the money call options, and then just like that, the stock came into a halt going up, and that kind of took it off the lows of the day. And then from there, just consolidating sideways into an eventual squeeze. And again, that's what's going to happen. If it's not breaking down, then it's either going sideways or it's going up. So that's what you get eventually. Thinking about GameStop and how it's been moving, every time we get one of these squeezes, my back of mind, I'm thinking like, okay, this looks like a crazy squeeze right now. Okay, we're getting the resumption lower. It's coming down. Look at this huge candle lower, just negating this entire move. You get action like this, but you have to be thinking it's not over for GameStop. Like, I keep saying the party's over. Every time I see one of these crazy drops, I'm like, okay, it's done. No. It comes right back up into the thick of things, and it just sets up, and it kind of has a way of every time you get one of these crazy drops where you think it's done, it just comes right back up through the highs. And anyway, so I had some dip trades in here. You can see my trades here, in for 100 shares at 101.17. That's like very much at the low of this candle. Within 4 minutes, it's spiking back up to 109 on 100 shares. It's an $800 gain. But with GameStop, I can't afford to stick around for very long. It depends what I'm trading. If I take lesser size here, then maybe I can hold for a move like this. But on a trade, on this particular trade, I was really just looking for a quick in and out. That's why I'm trading with larger size. 100 shares on a stock moving like this is definitely, I would say, a pretty significant risk. But anyway, all these trades kind of dip trades in here. But then here, this was another dip trade on 50 shares. But then here, I only got a partial fill of 37 shares. I had an open order for 50, but I canceled it after 37. I was like, all right, I'm in for 37 shares. I'm going to pull the rest of my order out. 37 shares, that's kind of a smaller size, but I'm going to let this one run a little bit. So I had my stop kind of below this candle right here. And so I gave this one a little bit of room, and as this came up and squeezed, I was taking profit all along the way. I think my mistake on this, though, is I actually got out of my shares one at a time. I set my quantity to literally one because I had only 37 shares. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take really small pieces of this, but I should have been more like 2 or 3 shares at a time, because before long, this candle brought it right back to my entry price. And actually, most of my shares, 23, you can see right here, if you look there, it says out 21 shares at 106.31. My entry was 106.62. So actually, most of my shares I got out just below my entry there. And just when you think, I mean, when you're looking at it like this, you know, ignore this green candle. This is not a bullish setup. I mean, this isn't just, when I see this candle come down and kind of make a lower low, right? It's a higher high, but then it's kind of a lower low here. So it just kind of, I don't like that setup very much. I just was like, all right, I'm going to get out. It was a profitable trade, but not by much. But then just from there, curling straight back up into new highs, and then super bearish hammer candle here, coming straight back down, another monster red candle, bringing it straight back down to kind of this low right here. So you prefer a lower or a higher low than a double bottom here, but it just does not care. I liked this setup here. I kept saying to myself, I'm like, dude, GameStop is holding these levels. If it's holding these levels on a stock like this, typically how it behaves, and I said this before, if you're getting action like this and on a stock that really does not belong at these levels at all, this is irrational trading, and that's just a given. That you just have to accept that. So when what should happen doesn't, right? When what should happen, GameStop should have one of these red candles and then continuation back towards VWAP, volume should evaporate, and then it should continue lower with heavy volume. I mean, that's typically what you'd expect in to happen here. But when you have you have to understand that GameStop right now is behaving in a way that I don't think is comparable to however any other stock has traded like in the past. And I know that's kind of a bold statement to say, but really I believe it's true, because we've had other stocks that have irrationally had these crazy squeezes to valuations that they don't belong at. I don't know. QS is like a decent example. I mean, there's numerous examples. I wish I could think of more right now. But we had QS at like $130. This is like a decent example. It didn't quite see the volume that GameStop's seeing right now. But there's stocks like that you know, they pump, they go crazy to crazy highs, and then they plummet down into the lows. And I guess what we're seeing here, I'm saying is this is very much unlike a QS because of what Wall Street Bets is doing. And it's not just Wall Street Bets, but retail traders too, propping this thing up. And then you've got the older shorts. Really what's happening is you have older shorts on this that have been shorting this for a long time, that have large losses right now. They're coming out. But then you've got more shorts coming in that are shorting it now at, you know, these price levels of $180 that are getting squeezed out. These are traders that are coming in now, then they're getting squeezed, and then you have new shorts coming in, and it's like a cycle. So while you have the momentum of those older shorts coming out, you've also got kind of cycling in new shorts that are coming out here too. I'll read some of these comments. Will GameStop reach 1,000 by Friday? No, absolutely not. You heard it here first. It's not going to reach 1,000 by Friday. Controversely, know what's up. Fortnite Battle Royale, what's up? A rational human in a rational world. I try to be. I mean, how can you be on a stock like this? But anyway, let's talk right here. So in 50, I like the setup because, again, if it's not consolidating, I mean, you can definitely see this thing going higher. It's not. I mean, when you see a big red spike like this and then it just gets bought back up and it's consolidating, my thinking is higher is going to be the next move. So I buy this here in this consolidation. I'm looking for that setup here with the trading sideways, and then it comes up here taking profit along the way, and then unfortunately as this candle comes down, I've got to get out because I cannot be holding shares in a situation where we do get that spike down towards VWAP, because I can't get that out of my head that the possibility is at any moment this could drop $20-30 a share and go against me like that. I just cannot be holding a position where that is possible. But I'm looking for that run up. Unfortunately, my timing was just off, because right after that we get those new highs up into the 120s, and then for a period of time here I don't trade it. But again, on these spikes down, just getting bought up, more consolidation, getting bought up here, and then that is the the consolidation and the setup it needs to just squeeze into ridiculous levels here at 143. And then a really interesting trade here. Check this out, guys. Topping tail here. and I'm telling myself these dips keep getting bought up, so I'm gonna keep I'm gonna take a shot here. And on this dip right here, I was in for 80 shares, which is a decent size up here at these levels. Actually, is this the trade I'm looking at? Yeah. So oh wait, I actually had 2 of these here. So okay, I thought this was this trade. My bad. So here, this was a really interesting trade because it spiked lower here, and then I'm in at 123.19, so like almost the low of this red candle here, and I was able to catch I literally just threw my order out on the ask because I was too scared to hold it for like anything longer than a few seconds. I just throw my order out on the ask, and I just get a miracle fill, and I kid you not, the second I get filled, it moves slightly lower into the halt level, halt's going down. And in hindsight now, it's almost like, again, every halt coming down, every spike lower on this thing just gets bought up like straight coming out of the halt or in the next minute. It's really incredible. Opens lower and boom, shoots straight back up. No exception here. 80 shares would have carried me to 134. That's $10 in the money. And so I'm almost thinking it would have been better if I was holding 80 shares into the halt because of this pop back up. And think about what I'm telling you right now. Now look at this trade. It's literally the exact same. I'm buying this dip at $80, and this time I am holding into the halt, which really scared me because I was looking at this here, not kind of waiting. Everyone's waiting for this to break 150 and make a new high here through this this is a good setup here, but it eventually breaks down. I buy the dip at 137 even. And then a quick pop back up. I throw my order out on the ask, but I don't get filled. Plummets straight back down into the halt level. And I almost feel like the halt levels are like propping it up almost because it halts going down here. I wait the 5 minutes. I'm like stressed out, like, oh man. Any one of these halts going down, it just needs a seller, it's funny, like, are the shorts covering as it comes down, or do you have new Wall Street Bets buyers coming in that prop it up and then you get that squeeze back up? I don't know I've just never seen anything trade like this. This is why I say it's not like a QS, because when you get a QS or a GLSI or something like that, or a Kodak that pops to just has a crazy run to levels that it doesn't belong at, usually when you get that first halt going down, the move is over, the party is over. But GameStop just keeps it just doesn't want to die, and so in that sense it's super fun to watch. And when this stuff is happening, I just have a huge smile on my face because you gotta respect it's just crazy what we're seeing. That's why I feel like we've just never seen anything behave like this, and this is just kind of a once in a lifetime thing. But well, maybe not once in a lifetime, but it is very special what's happening right now. But anyway, coming out of this halt, it opens higher instantly. I'm a little bit hands off because opening higher, I think it has that potential for what we saw back here. Again, a halt going down and then a pop straight back up towards the highs, and literally in 1 minute all the way back up to the levels we saw here. I'm in at 80 shares at 137. And oh man, Thinkorswim really kind of screwed me on this one. So I actually had an order sitting at I believe right in front of the 140 level. I think at 139.90 I had an order to get out of half my position, 40 shares at 139.90. It pops up, hits my order, but my order doesn't go away. TOS doesn't tell me that I'm getting filled. It just rips right through my limit order. So I cancel it. I throw a order out to sell half because as far as I'm concerned, I didn't get filled. So I sell half at, let's see here. This was right here. I sell half at right here at 141.25 as it's coming through where I was at 139.90. It's up to 141. I sell half, and then TOS tells me that it did fill me. My original limit that it came through actually filled. So then I was out everything. So I was out 40 that I clicked, and then I was out the 40 where my limit order was, and TOS just didn't tell me in time. There was a delay, and it didn't tell me that it filled those orders. So then I was like, oh man, I'm a sucker because I sold everything, and I sold everything at 141. 5 seconds later, it's at 148. So I missed out on $7 a share, and I'm kind of like, oh man, I got screwed. But it's not my fault. It's TOS's fault for being a load of crap, because TOS is a load of crap. So I guess the lesson is don't put limit orders when the stock is halted, and I don't know. I mean, it just glitched. So anyway, into this halt going down, I was down on the trade like $380 or something like that. But then, before I even took this last trade here, I was up on the stock, I think $200, and then coming into this halt going down, I was down on the stock like 150, and then down on the trade like $380 down on the trade, holding 80 shares. Pops back up, and I ended up turning the trade green, obviously, because I got out at like 141 on 80 shares. I'm just bummed that I didn't get out at 148. I mean, that's like the easiest thing ever. Literally 3, 4, 5 seconds later, it was up to 148. I mean, just crazy. Halting, going down, and then straight back up to the highs. Unbelievable action. I actually took a small trade on this. I shouldn't say small, because 10 shares, I mean, it's up here at $200. Just craziness. But I took an after hours trade on this here, buying this dip at 195. This is basically the low of this candle here, is 194.80, and I'm in at 195.05. I got a really good bottom pick there, only for 10 shares, because I was like, all right, I'm done trading for the day. I'm going to be done on this, but I wanted to just take a trade on this because that looked like a good dip. So I bought the dip and caught the pop back up for basically $5 a share, basically a $50 trade on this. You know, and if I had held it, I could have gotten $35 a share on 10 shares, which would be $350 on just 10 shares trading this, which is just crazy. But I mean, I just cannot wait to see where this is going to open tomorrow. It's going to be a great one to trade tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and this will be a good one to trade for a while. This one's sticking around, so I like that. And it is, you know, there are all these what ifs that can go through your head, like, oh man, all these buys here, you know, this is right now where it's trading right now is the best place I could sell on any of these buys. I mean, it's higher now than it has ever been. So, you know, it's funny to think that all these buys, you could have just held it. You could have just held and held and held. And that's what the people on Wall Street Bets are doing. And that's what's so crazy about this, is just the nerve and the iron hands. You see some of the profit updates from these people that are just holding their positions and trading options and just holding and holding and holding. And honestly, that's the best way to go on this, but you wouldn't think it is. When you get a candle like this on the daily chart, I mean, I would have bet my left knee that that the move was over. GameStop would be lower today. But you see this candle here? I mean, I cannot wait to see where this is going to open. And look at this now. It's coming up once again, 230, and this is a great kind of round bottom setup here. A nice cup forming. I mean, this just has potential. We could see this opening at $300 tomorrow morning, $400, $500. I mean, it's really anybody's guess, but this is definitely the thing to watch right now, and I'll definitely be trading this tomorrow morning. I'm very grateful to be green on this. I was very scared for a moment in this halt going down that I was going to be red on this stock today, but man, this is just crazy action here. Crazy action. Yeah, exciting stuff, but stressful. I mean, when you're trading this, you cannot waver. Oh man. So anyway, if anyone has anything to say, then I'll check that out. But otherwise, this was a pretty quick recap here, and I just can't believe what I'm seeing here. This is a stock that is floating in the sky. It's like a 50-pound weight floating in the sky. But anyway, wow. And then I did take a quick options trade on this too. I actually bought a swinging this 235 240 call spread, very low risk trade, only $100 of risk, and it's up at 241 right now, so it's looking good for tomorrow. You have one share and you're up $100. My God, yeah, it's I mean, good for you, man. I would say, I mean, look, don't listen to me because I've been wrong on this stock every step of the way. I actually sold actually sold 55 strike calls on this on Friday. I sold 55 strike calls and took a big loss on them. So I've been wrong on this every step of the way. I said that there was no way that GameStop was going to see $100, and now it's at $200 and still running. So I've definitely been wrong. But I would say sell because obviously this stock is just floating in midair. But I mean it can certainly go higher. The setup, the daily candle looks great, and I think we can definitely open above 200 tomorrow and open really anywhere imaginable. We could open at 250, and we could open at 300. I mean, there's no limit on this. You have really big shorts that are unloading, and just some crazy action on this. And as buyers are coming in, and obviously the retail traders are doing a really good job, not selling, pretty much. Not creating sell pressure is really what's helping this one go. And then the buy pressure obviously coming from those old shorts that are unloading their positions, that have been short this a long time and have big mark-to-market losses on this. And then you have the new shorts that are coming in and then getting squeezed out for small losses, and you know, that's creating buy pressure too. But yeah, anyway, this is just unbelievable. 70 million short position will be dropped. Who's holding that? Everyone must hold his key. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean, there's no doubt this will come back down to earth eventually. This is not sustainable. It won't happen forever, and this is plain and simple a short squeeze. That is what this is. But so yeah, I mean, reality will hit this stock very soon. But for my interest and my purposes, this is just a lot of fun to trade and a lot of fun to watch. And I'm not necessarily too upset that I'm not one of the people that have been holding this, or you know, jumping in at $80, jumping in at $100, jumping in at $150, jumping in at $230 where it's at right now. There's just you know, I'm not going to be one of those people, but I will admit that I've been very wrong on this one since it spiked to a high of 76 on Friday. Thank you. Yeah. Hope you nicely educated. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, a lot of people are scratching their heads about this because no one knows the answer of precisely what's going into this, but generally the consensus is the same. If you ask pretty much everyone, that will tell you that this, I mean, right now this is a short squeeze. Before, in this action here, when it's trading at $20, I think that's actually that's an organic run up. GameStop had a pretty good oversold argument earlier this year when it was trading at like $4 or $5. I think there's definitely a good argument to be made, and those arguments were being made, that GameStop was undervalued and actually had potential to change their business model, and had enough liquidity to stick around for for the foreseeable future. At least give them enough time to you know, innovate and change their business model in a way that they could stick around for them 10 or 20 more years. But as of right now, I don't know if we're going to see GameStop in that far in the future, if it'll still be around. But right now, that was the catalyst. Earlier in the summer, you had this buildup, and then coming into October, November, December, this organic run up, and then obviously that has now turned into something that is beyond the pale, and way overdone. And the catalyst for this now is no longer anything to do with GameStop's business model whatsoever. For instance, you have a tweet coming out by you know, the Virgin Galactic owner that said that they bought 115 calls, and just like that, the stock jumps from 81 to 93 because you have some buyers stepping in. Any sort of good news comes out, and the squeeze is on, and that's all it really takes. And so that kind of tells you that this really isn't. This is a euphoric run up, and the FOMO is setting in. You have just it's very one sided right now, but that will end eventually. So be very careful. And but the thing is, what's interesting is I keep reading articles talking about retail traders should be cautious to short GameStop. To me, this seems disingenuous. I think it's ironic that articles are telling retail traders to not short GameStop. It seems like the hedge funds and institutional traders are doubling down on their shorts. So for them to tell retail traders not to short GameStop is almost like it's almost like they want the cake and the icing too, because they know that this is unbelievably overbought. I think they see this as a terrific opportunity. I think I think right now is like the dawn before the what's the expression? Right now is like the like the party is happening right now, but when the party ends, everyone's going to have a massive hangover. So in other words, right now on Reddit, you see all these people with crazy gains, but eventually, I'm telling you, if they don't sell their positions, they're going to be left holding the bag. And it will be when they do sell their positions, that's going to generate sell pressure too. But I guarantee you, GameStop doesn't need sell pressure from Reddit to stop. Reddit is not what is creating. Reddit is a catalyst for this, but they are not what is driving this entire move. And eventually, this is so top heavy right now that everyone knows this will come to an end eventually. And I'm saying that Reddit will be left holding the bag. And I think that it's all fun and games till this rockets back down to the Earth's core. It will end, and I just hope people on Reddit do sell their positions eventually. I think you can be happy taking profit at $220 on a stock that doesn't belong anywhere near these levels. So I mean that's my take on it. So I think that institutional traders telling retail traders and articles, I can pull this up right now. Articles on retail traders should be cautious shorting GameStop. Like literally, let me find this. Like I guarantee, like I literally just read this. Okay, I can't find it right now. Whatever. You just have to trust me. Articles and hedge funds are telling retail traders to be careful and not to short GameStop. Why? Like literally, why? Why do hedge funds give a shit like what retail traders do with their money? I don't understand. And I think that this is a terrific short opportunity. I think your risk reward is amazing. The only thing I would say is that the options chain on GameStop right now is a shit show. So if you want to avoid it for that reason, I totally understand. I keep watching the options chain on this, and I think that I think that I'll stay away for now because the premiums on this are just through the moon. Yeah, that's why you took one share instead of 20. Very wise decision. People talking about Friday being a key day for GameStop. Anyone know why? I don't know why. Friday being key for GameStop. I don't know. There might be some announcement on it or something like that. But I mean, ultimately, I think on Reddit, what you're gonna see is right now you see all the people like, yeah, we got huge gains and look at this and our attendees, but for everyone that has gains, for every one person that has insane gains, you're going to have 10 people that have insane losses on this. And I do think right now this is set up for the hedge funds and institutional traders to have the last laugh on this, because I think that what they're trying to do is trick retail traders into not shorting this thing. And I think as high as this goes up, this is all just gravy for the institutions, because they're getting better and better price to short a company that just frankly doesn't belong at these prices. And there's no reason why retail traders can't do that as well. One thing that bums me out is GameStop is not available not available to borrow on TD Ameritrade. So I can't short this stock. I can't short the equity. I could buy puts, but the premiums are outrageously expensive. But obviously they're priced accordingly to how GameStop is moving right now. So they're priced at a fair value. I'm just hesitant because after today, especially what we're seeing, I mean, it closed at 147. It's up $80 from where it closed. The deal to short this or buy puts is getting better and better, and I think that's why hedge funds are kind of licking their lips at this right now. So I would just be very careful. If it keeps squeezing, retail traders covering will make the short squeeze bigger. Retail traders covering, there is probably a portion of that going on, but I really don't think that's not the buy pressure coming in right now. The buy pressure coming, well, it is retail traders covering, but it's also retail traders buying and day trading this and bidding the price up and holding shares and not selling. The key is not selling, because that's really what's holding this up. But you have what you see here is buying the dips every single time. I mean, I've never seen a stock behave like this. Halting, going down, bought back up, just buy the freaking dip every single time. When you think the pattern is ruined, right here you see a big spike up, huge topping tail, comes crashing back down. You look at this, it's headed towards VWAP. Nope, right back up towards the highs. Bounce up. I mean, this thing is just like, you know, it's buying the dips, and it's not selling and not panic selling, right? They're just holding it. Yeah, I mean, you can read like in articles like you can read stuff like this that I mean, look at this. I was reading this a second ago. Shorts are being squeezed out of their positions. New traders looking to bet against GameStop are rushing in. So I mean, the hedge funds are doubling down. Cost to borrow for shares, borrow fee is currently 23.6%. My God. So shorting this comes at a high cost. We're seeing a short squeeze on so this is what I was basically saying. We're seeing a short squeeze on older shorts. They have massive losses on their positions, and then we're seeing new shorts that are coming in. Any stock borrows that become available to initiate short positions in hopes of eventual pullback from this catastrophic price move. So that's what's happening, right? Is the older shorts are coming out, and then the new shorts coming in are getting squeezed. But anyway, yeah. Oh yeah. So Andrew left Citron Research. He's taking a step back on this, but he obviously is still shorting. And then this buffoon, Melvin Capital, he's actually getting subsidized now. Melvin Capital, he's down like 70%. He's down like a 1.6 billion or something on his short position, and now he's getting subsidized from other banks or other funders that are subsidizing his short position because he's so far in the shit, basically. Crazy. Completely crazy. But I mean, there you have it. So Melvin with this, yeah, it is Melvin. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, it was Melvin. Melvin with Melvin Capital. Yeah, you're right. He's the one with the 70 million short position, and yeah, he's sweating. He's sweating right now. But is he though? I mean, the thing is, I wonder what his cost basis is. It's probably pretty bad for sure. I just wonder. Yeah, I wonder where GameStop will be like a month from now. I wonder how much of this squeeze will be will stick around, because I do think that when this comes back down to earth, I think GameStop can hold prices above $50 for a substantial amount of time. I think it can definitely level off. It can come back down to this consolidation at around $39, $40. But I don't think it will. I think it'll actually hold higher than that. I think it can hold $50 at this point. Because think about it, how much of the move would it be giving back if we set our retracement here? Oops. Well, see, I don't even know where to put the retracement. I'm not really sure it's even worth doing this, but let's look at this. Um, yeah, I mean maybe around $75 because we'll see where it opens tomorrow. But tomorrow will possibly be opening at a new all-time high. I mean it's at all-time highs right now. I wonder. I do. It depends where it'll open. If it opens really high, like 250 or something, um, I think. I mean, I keep saying this, but I just think tomorrow will be the last laugh on this because I don't think it'll make it through the week at a high on the week. I think the weekly chart will put in a bearish topping candle. Right now, it's close enough to the high of the week that this is a bullish power candle right now. But I would bet my bottom dollar that the weekly candle is going to represent a topping tail. And it will not close the week above $200. That is contingent on the fact that it doesn't reach something like $300 or $350. I mean, I can't even believe what I'm saying right now. It's crazy. They forgot rule number one: cut losses quickly. That's not really how hedge funds trade. Cut losses quickly. The thing is, that's like a day trading rule. Hedge funds, they look at the fundamentals of a company, right? Business model, and they make long-term plays. I don't really understand long-term short positions in companies, like especially GameStop, which there's like a lot of talk, and it's not that like you can kind of put your mind in a place where you can agree that GameStop back over the summer had a good oversold case. It had a bullish case. It's a $4 stock and a company that has a decent amount of liquidity and can stick around for the next few years to tide themselves over to change their business model in a way to keep themselves around for the next 10 to 20 years. So the short case on a stock like that seems overdone, and I think that in this case a lot of what's happening here and what we're seeing is this is just representative of how cocky and how short these hedge funds really were, because there was a very high short interest in GameStop. I think what did I read, an article that it was like 100% or something, 100% short interest in this stock. Billionaires versus billionaires. Well, the thing is, the billionaires are all on the same side. The hedge funds and institutions, nobody is long this that's not you know, I just, yeah, that's a good question too, is like, who are all the buyers? Like you have these Redditors, but like, okay, yeah, Chermith is long, but he's long calls. Like he doesn't like, do we even know if he has any stock? Like I don't know. He has call options. But I wonder who, like, how are there enough buyers at these levels? I don't know. Yeah, I would. That's kind of that would be my number one question that I would want answered, is where are all the buyers coming from? Like literally, where are all the buyers coming from? Because for every seller, there's a buyer. Should I jump in tomorrow? Short interest still at 140%. If you're day trading it and you like the setup, then hell yeah, jump in. But if you're going long for and you're gonna hold for more than an hour, no, I would not. I mean, look, every time you could have asked me that 2 days ago, my answer would have been the same. So, you know, take my answer with a grain of salt. It's at 224 right now. By all means, we can see this at $300 a share. We can see this at $400 a share. We can see this at $500. Like literally, I have no golden goose. I have no like freaking crystal ball on this, because and nobody does. All I know is it won't be $223 in a week. That I can tell you. The only trade, like, I literally want I have no problem with what the institutions and hedge funds are doing because it's literally the right thing to do. I want to go short this. If I could short this here, I friggin' would, dude. I would short this. I just don't have shares to borrow. Shares to borrow on GameStop are really expensive, and I can't even do it. So, and I almost want to buy puts on this. I want to buy puts on this, but what we're seeing right now is that the market can, stocks like this can remain irrational for way longer than you can stay solvent. That's the classic quote there. But anyway, yeah, this daily candle has potential for an open above. I don't know. I mean, really, honestly, to the moon. I'm just so stunned that Wall Street Bets and Reddit is being rewarded for this. After this daily candle yesterday, I'm frankly stunned that this didn't break down early this morning or in pre-market or. I mean, I just can't believe this action and holding up here. It's incredible. I should. So here in this period, would have been a great period to get long, obviously. But I didn't. I was actually not watching GameStop in this crucial period where I should have been watching it. And so for that reason, I wasn't long there. But I see no reason why on a setup like this, if it does something like this tomorrow, if tomorrow it doesn't break down in the first 2 hours of the day, then yeah, I don't think I could get long. I don't think I could get upset at any long position or taking a long position on this. Watch tomorrow for it to do something like this, because this is what it needs to do to continue to move higher, is simply not break down and for every dip to get bought up. And if you see that, then on a stock with the euphoria and all the hype and the volume, it did 178 million shares of volume today. So in the morning, all that volume came in at lunch and in the afternoon. So if you see it do this exact same similar thing in the morning, which is what it kind of did yesterday too, consolidation in the morning, and then the fact that it's not breaking down gives you that trigger and the confidence to push the buy button. It's very simple. All of this is generating support here. You've got the pre-market support. Your stop is below the support, and you can literally get long like 10 shares. Your risk is like, what? You're in at 87. You're out at 80 below 85. I mean, you can get in for 10 shares. You have literally $50 of risk on no, sorry, excuse me. Here, if you get in at 87 and you have your stop below 85, you can get in for 20 shares. You've got $40 of risk. 30 shares, you've got $60 of risk. If you want $100 of risk, you go in for 50 shares. Then you catch a move from 88 to 160. I mean, obviously that's the ideal, but the key is that it doesn't break down. If you do start to see halts going down, where it then it resumes lower and continues lower, and you see volume to the downside, that is when the party will be over, and we just haven't seen that yet. But on these uptrends, if the dips are getting bought up, that will give you the confidence to buy those dips every single time. You can see kind of that was my strategy here, buying that dip. Here I only got a dollar win per share. Here I got $5 or over $4 a share win, and because TOS screwed me, I would have gotten more, but I didn't. But had TOS not screwed me, I would have maybe gotten out more like 148. I mean, literally seconds later, it came up to 148. These dips are getting bought up like I've never seen before. Tomorrow should be the same thing. It's getting more attention by the hour. Yeah, just be freaking careful, dude. I mean, yeah, just watch for that to happen. And if it does, then yeah, be a buyer, have your plan, have your exit, have a good entry, and just trade it. Honestly, trade it like you're day trading every other stock. If your plan is to day trade this, trade it like every other stock with the context of, yeah, this has crazy upside momentum right now, crazy volume. But look for those key attributes that we saw today halts going down and then getting bought back up, every dip being bought back up, and then consolidation in the morning, or I don't know, any consolidation to me I think is a good sign. It's all just a good sign. This is all just consolidation. It has like a $20 range, but as we can see, it's consolidation. I scalped it out the gates. Wish I would have held it all day. Yeah, obviously that's that makes perfect sense. Of course you wish you held it all day, because right now it's at 222, and yeah, of course you do. I mean, I was watching this right out of the gates, of course, and I liked this instantly for a long, which would have worked out. I saw it dip down. I just didn't have the guts. I was like, I want to go long 100 shares right here, and I want this. I want to go long, but I didn't. I flipped over to Microsoft. I took a long on Microsoft instead right here and made $60. And when I flipped back over to GameStop, I was like, I looked at this, I saw it popped up. I don't care that this is a topping candle. I would have gotten out. You got to move from 88 to 101, 100 shares, $2,000, not $2,000, over $1,000. So anyway, yeah, I mean, what I'll be looking for tomorrow is consolidation, dips getting bought, and more of the activity that we've been seeing from yesterday and today. And for me, that will be a sign that the GameStop can squeeze again. If it opens lower, look for another squeeze to the upside too, but then it has more potential for a fade in the afternoon and a fade lower, and for the party to finally end. If it opens higher, look for a squeeze in the morning, and then probably downside all day. I mean, that's how these moves end. These moves end with big downside. So that's when you got to start being careful. If you see halts going down and resumptions lower and continuation lower, stop buying dips. Okay? Because that means that there's more halts downward, there's more halts going down to come, and you're going to get screwed if you're buying the dips. But right now, buying dips is working. So if in early trading tomorrow morning, buying dips is working, then I'm going to continue to buy dips because it's working, if that makes sense. Everyone will be watching and trading tomorrow. I usually only trade small caps, but I'm going to take some stabs at it tomorrow. I mean, yeah. Dude, this is a great one to trade, and I will be trading it tomorrow as well. And good luck to everyone, but beware and count your blessings, and just I don't even know what to say. Just be super careful. But I think the main thing you've got to look for, where it opens tomorrow, is crucial. GameStop peeps afraid to branch out. Always learn how to find out what's hot each day. Always something new. Rip 245. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. Afraid to branch out. Yeah, I mean, this is what's moving right now. So really, I don't see any reason to trade anything other than GameStop right now. The one argument against trading this right now, well, there's I mean, of course, there's plenty of arguments you can make against trading this right now, but the spreads are crazy. The spreads are stupid, and so for that reason, it's like it's difficult to trade, because just purely based off the spreads, you've got like $1 spread, so you really got to be careful with your entries and with your trading on this. But anyway, yeah, now we're getting into a price level above $200 where it's definitely, it's no longer the price where you can get really precise entries and exits. It gets harder to do that with these crazy spreads. So now that it is up so high, it's a little bit, yeah, I can see a decent argument for just walking away from this one. And the fact that the move's likely overdone. I mean, it is overdone and likely almost over. But I say that, but I would have said that yesterday. I would have said that yesterday too, in a heartbeat, with this huge bearish reversal candle. And today, we've shown that the activity that's happening in GameStop right now is it does not care about the technical formation. The technical setup literally has just been negated from yesterday, and it's really crazy. Anyway, I've spoken a lot about GameStop for about an hour, so I'm done. But that's all I got to say. If you have any questions, you can join the Discord and ask me, and we can chat about this. It's definitely crazy. I'll be watching it tomorrow. Look for it to open high around 220 where it's at right now. If it opens around 220, I mean, obviously I'm going to say I think it's going to move lower on the day as a whole. But if the dips keep getting bought up, if there's consolidation, there's consolidation right now. If there's consolidation, then there's upside potential. As long as it's not breaking down, there's upside potential. It's simple as that. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and it's been a good chat, and I'll be trading and watching tomorrow. Hit the like if you guys enjoyed this banter about GameStop today. This is, come on. I mean, look at this, man. This is just, you salivate over this. And subscribe if you guys like this content, because I go over my trades every day. I was green on it today, and I do these recaps every day. Well, most days, and I try. And anyway, yeah, that's it.